Alright guys, so this is a tutorial how to remove the headlight lens from a 2006 to 2011 Lexus GS. So we'll be replacing these, and as you can see mine is all yellowed and cracked and looks really bad. I've taken out the wheels already because we have to take out the wheels to get to the bolts for the bumper. I guess you could turn the wheels, left and right and take out the bolts, but I'd rather just take off the wheels. So I'm going to unscrew the bumper and then I'll resume this video. I believe the screws are, let's see, for the front bumper I believe you have 2 screws here. I'm missing one here, 2 here. You have to take off the undercarriage engine plastic protector, whatever you want to call it. So that has quite a bunch of bolts on it, so to remove all of those. You have the one in the corner here that I had to modify because I'm lowered and on 20s. Alright, so quick update. When you're taking off the bumper, just remember to unplug the fog lights. I had HIDs on it, so I have this little connection on it, but let's unplug the 2 fog lights. And if you have parking sensors, you just need to disconnect one on the left and one on the right, because the ones in the middle connect to the same wiring on the what's that side, left side, passenger side. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to remove the headlights. My first time doing it as well, so I'm just gonna pull some bolts and go from there. So I see one here, one here, one up here. There's probably one behind this. I'm gonna check. You can already see the difference where the bumper was covering, like how clear here is and then how yellow here is. So it should be a big difference once we get them changed out. Alright, so there should be the 3 screws or 4 screws that hold the headlight. You have one here, you have one here, and you had a little tab here. Mine just broke off. I didn't see it. And you have one on the side that goes right here, that screws into here. And then it just slides out and you disconnect the cables and you should be good from there. Alright, so small update. Before removing the headlight, I had to remove 2 screws that screwed onto these 2 to the headlight. This is for the headlight washer. It's 2 Phillips screws. I had to remove those and then just wiggle this out. The main harness right here plugs into here. There's this sort of white clip right here that clips on. So you just move it back and pull it apart and it comes apart. Alright, so for the headlight disassembly, I'm going to remove the screws that hold the chrome bezel. It's a good time to paint them if you want. You have the screws that hold this plastic bracket, and I believe there's a few screws around the back, like this one, that holds the back of the headlight to the headlight lens. So you want to make sure you get all of those off. I think there might be 1 or 2 more, but yeah, just look around and see what you find and pull them. Alright, so I started separating the headlight lens from the back housing. I'm using a heat gun. Some people put it in the oven for I think it's 250 degrees or 220 degrees. You have to preheat the oven first, then put it in and keep it in there for 7-8 minutes. Take it out and then loosen the glue. I didn't do that since I'm not at my house. I didn't want to use my friend's oven, so I'm using the heat gun, and it actually does it pretty fast. You make do it in probably 6-inch areas, and do this for about 10 seconds and it pretty much comes loose, and that's all it needs. Kind of have to just work it in. If it's too hard, you just add a little bit more heat. I'm just using a cheap heat gun from Harbor Freight. I think I got it for like 12 to $14 with a 20% coupon, of course. But yeah, you don't want to heat it up too much and make this too soft. You still want this to remain hard. But yeah, it's pretty easy, so I'm just gonna finish this one up and start by the video once I take it off. Alright, just another tip, when you're applying the heat, don't keep it at one section, like on it. Keep having it, moving it across. You don't want it to get too soft. So if you see this part, like when you start trying to pry it apart, if this starts like deforming, it got too hot, and you don't want to get it deformed so that it seals back properly. Also, once I use this to like separate the glue, I kind of use the flathead and kind of pry it up a little bit just to get a little bit looser, and then work my way around. Alright, so I got mine off. Couple things to note: the lens, the indicator light, you need to unplug that before you pry it out because it's plugged in. So the wire is connected here, so you can't take it off without taking out the indicator socket. So the heat gun, I was using the heat gun, pry it open. I had to get like an angle at the edge and kind of like pry it open and just work my way down. What was happening is when I remove the seal with this tool, then once I'm working my way down, it kind of seal back at the side that I was working on. So what I'm probably going to do for the other one is probably put it in the oven, although I didn't really want to go that route. But when it's all heated up, it should be much easier to just pry it off rather than heating up each section, and then it gets back hard again and you have to do it again. Okay, so I removed the chrome piece, held down by 3 Phillips screws. So we have the old lens. This part goes inside where the indicator was, right here. So I have to put it back in this. But you can see it's a huge difference. And they seem to match, so I'm going to fit it back up and see if there's any changes I have to make. Alright, just an option for you guys. What I'm going to do, this piece here, I don't think I'm going to put back in mine because I think it looks better without it, as well as the orange indicator around here. What I'm going to do is just get LED lights for the orange indicators. So as you see, I'm not going to keep the part that comes in there right here. I think it gives it a cleaner look, but it's up to you guys. And I'm remove the orange strip. One thing to note, when you are handling the lens and the inside chrome piece, try not to touch the chrome piece or inside the lens so that you don't leave any fingerprints, because you don't want to finish it up and then there's fingerprints inside. Now I'm looking at it, I was planning to do something custom, but I wasn't sure how much space would be inside. But as you can see, you could do like the Lexus check mark in here if you remove the little plastic thing from inside here and you have it all the way up, or you could just do like an eyelet all the way up to here, from there all the way there. Alright, so pretty much you just reassemble in reverse and get everything done. What I'm gonna do, you see the leftover glue that's in here, I'm gonna heat it up, smooth it out, and I'm gonna add more. It's called butyl. So I'm gonna smooth out the old one that's in here, add in more, then see the light. I'm gonna apply heat to the butyl, the new one, and then put the lens back on to seal it. Driver side is done. As you can see the difference. It's gonna make a huge difference. And I see I said I remove this part because I think it looks better without it. So I might disagree, but and I remove this. As you can see on the other side, it's just all clear. Okay, so I've heard other people that does the installation and they mention a tab on the passenger side that needs to be cut off. So that's the issue I ran into a while ago. If you look right here, I already put on the new lens and there's this little raised edge right here. and as you can see, it raises the black housing. Some people cut it off, and if you look on the old one, it doesn't have that. So I'd recommend cutting it off. The issue is I didn't realize, so I baked the black lens first with the glue, then I put on this, squeezed it in, and then I noticed it, and it was going to be held to come off back. So I was like, I just put extra butyl right here and right here, and it looks to be sealed, and it's pushing mostly all the way. The clips have caught, so I would just recommend everyone else to cut it off.